Hey, bookish baddies. Welcome to Black Girls Lit.
Where fine women, fine literature, and fine libations collide.
Step into the lit life. Black Girls Lit starts now.
Black women are so complex.
Hey, y'all. It's Tasha.
I'm Lex.
And I'm Steph.
And I'm Sarah.
Welcome back to Black Girls Lit Podcast. Happy New Year, bookish baddies.
Happy 2026.
Welcome to 2026. We hope this year brings all the things that you have prayed and slaved for, and that it rains nothing but blessings on you. I, for one, am so excited about this year and can't wait to experience all the things, especially in regards to this podcast and where we are headed. Y'all, we doing big things. I'm telling y'all, we are going places. I so mean that. And if we're going, you know that means that you're going with us. Oh, wait, hold on. Did I just do a little manifestation? Y'all, I'm speaking it up because it's going to happen, y'all. Okay. Before I get too much into it, let's go ahead and tell them about our featured spirit for the month. Let's start.
Yes. So, Happy New Year, bookish baddies. Welcome back. So this month, we are talking everything whiskey, but specifically Sir Davis, the whiskey made by our queen, Beyonce.
Okay, Beyonce.
My secret BFF.
Yes, we love her. We love her. So, a little bit about Sir. Sir Davis is an American rye whiskey founded by yours truly, Beyonce. It's known for its complex flavor profile, offering a sweet, tangy, buttery toffee spice on the palate. So, ladies, we have a little shot of the Sir Davis. I know for some of us, this is our first time trying Sir, so I hope y'all enjoy it as much as I do.
And I.
Yes. So let's cheers and do a little taste. It is a strong, it's a strong
It's strong, but I am
whiskey.
definitely getting that buttery toffee. Like, it's not strong in a bad way, like, ooh, put hair on my chest. Like,
Yeah, there's no burning.
okay,
effect.
ladies.
Yes.
It's just,
No, Beyonce
Isn't
did
it
her
very
Beyonce.
dainty? It's very demure, very mindful.
I wouldn't call it dainty and demure, but it's good. It's good. It's smooth.
okay, right. And what it pairs well with what now?
So today we are having a steak salad with our Sir Davis. And so really the Sir should enhance the spice and the citrus notes in our salad. So everyone take a few chomps of your salad with a little bit of the Sir. And then Steph will tell us about the book that we're talking about today and our author.
Yes.
Let me tell y'all, the little grilled in the whiskey, give me a steak and whiskey, and I'm like,
Oh, you're
what?
feeling it? You're feeling it?
Yes. I mean, in the salad, because I mean, it's New Year, so I got resolutions and all.
We're being
I can't.
I'm definitely-
I can't.
I'm
I
definitely
can't.
trying to be sketchy in the 2026, but
Stay
the way
sketchy,
this
stay.
grilled steak and this whiskey is pairing,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yes, we have so much to discuss with this whole Queenie. Oh, girl. To give you a little bit backstory, Queenie is a novel about a 25-year-old Jamaican-British woman in London named Queenie Jenkins who struggles to find her place in the world after a painful breakup, leading her to make a series of self-destructive decisions. I mean, self-destructive. And confront issues of race, identity, and mental health in a candid and often humorous way. Is it? The success of the book led to it being made into a show on Hulu. The author, Candice Carty-Williams, was born and raised in South London via Jamaica. She is a showrunner, cultural writer, and author. She has written for publications including The Guardian, ID, Vogue, The Sunday Times, Beat Magazine, and Black Ballad, and is a contributor to the anthology New Daughters of Africa. In 2019, she was Blackwell's debut author of the year for her novel, Queenie.
Okay, y'all, Queenie, we in it. Let's go ahead. How do we feel
They're
about
ready.
it? Let's do our rating. Cheers. We love it. Sip. It was okay. We give it 3 stars. Babysit. That's a 2-star. And the 1 star, that we hate to use is send it back. I'm going to tell y'all right now. Like, and I know like the last 2 books, this has been a thing for me. I'm really coming in on Babysit. And I feel like, because I gave the last book a Babysit as well. And it's like almost for like the exact opposite reason. Whereas there was like, no, it was not enough realness in the last book. This book was a little too real for me. Like, it was just like too much. Like, it was hard for me to read. Like, I understood it toward at the end, you know, like what the message was being portrayed, but it was too much. So it was difficult for me to get through because like so many times I was like, girl, I was mad at the start of the book and I'm about to like throw the book, throw my phone, like everything. It was a lot for me. So for that reason, it was hard for me to get through. It wasn't badly written. It was well written and I understand, but it was hard for me to get through. So for me, it was Babysit. I did not enjoy it. I was too angry and that's not why I read. I can't.
She was looking for an escape, y'all.
I don't read to be angry.
So
I'm angry.
I feel like my opinion's going to be the unpopular one of this episode. I'm going to give it a cheers.
That's your business. I don't care.
Only because it was an easy read for me, for sure. Like, as far as like understanding, conceptualizing what was going on, following the storyline. But it was emotionally difficult to read because of how much Queenie was doing, how much she was going through, how she was being treated, how she allowed people to treat her. It was very, very hard to read because you literally were reading the downfall of a Black woman in this book, right? But I think that's what made it good because, one, the writing was excellent. I think the writing style is something that's super hard to do because she was flashing between the present and the past throughout the whole book. And the way that she was able to make it flow was really well. But I'm giving it a cheers because it was real. Like, I know a lot of women who have gone through a similar process at that age. It was very relatable in that sense. But then it also talked about the importance of therapy. It talks about the taboos of therapy, especially in Black households. And it talked about how to build yourself up, but also understanding that healing is not linear. And that is what I really, really loved about this book. So I'm going to give it a cheers. I stand. I really liked it.
You know, Lex has really enlightened me. Oh, thanks.
Don't change your mind, Stephanie. Don't change your
I'm
mind.
not changing my mind. I mean, it's still not going to give me a cheers.
Oh, okay.
But
right.
I'm going to do a Babysit, though. It was difficult to get into in the beginning because it's like you wanted to just wring her neck continuously.
Yes. She was dumb.
The writing of the book, my issue was when I didn't know it was going into a flashback. A ... is the assumption supposed to be made that it's a flashback? So for me, it wasn't in the beginning. It wasn't easy to read because I felt like, oh, I think after the second one, it was like, oh, this is a flashback. Good to know. Difficult read because of all of the issues she was handling in the beginning where we started getting answers towards the middle, towards the end of the book, and there was resolution where it was like, I'm in my happy place again. But in the beginning, I was just like, who is it? I can't. I was like, I don't even want to watch the series on Hulu. But after reading the book, I will say that I would possibly consider watching the show because of the book and the outcome of the story. And it's a continuation. I think it's a continuation because it's something that is real life. And it's something that you do have to continuously go through and deal with. And it's how you handle it in your 20s. And she's doing that, but she was doing it in a way that I'm not accustomed to.
That's so nice of you. Go ahead, Star.
Oh, that's cool. I acknowledge all of your ratings and all of your takes on the book. And I love that for us and the different perspectives that we bring to the table. It's absolutely 1000% a send it back for me. Send it back. Send it all the way back. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. It's a no for me. I've been 25. I get it. The realness of it, yes. And we'll go down through there. But it's a no for me. There were a lot of things as a Black woman, that off top, absolutely not. Like off top, no. It's a no for me. All the things, not to the writing style, the realness of the situation and the things, the counseling, all the things. Yes, 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 yes. Reading this particular book, watching the series, not gonna happen.
She said, no, ma'am.
Oh, okay, so clearly we all got some feelings on it.
And everybody has different ones, too.
They're right. And so we don't need all the cocktails for this one. Star, what's the first cocktail that you brought us today?
So the first one we're gonna jump into, it's called the gray area. Okay? It's our take on a blackberry mint julep, okay, on the signature Kentucky Derby. Drink of the Kentucky Derby, I apologize. Cool, refreshing, also made with the Sir Davis. And it's pressed blackberries, a honey syrup, which is honey and water, a combination of honey and water. And that's it. Real simple. So we can go ahead and give that a taste. And while you guys are sipping on that, we'll get into the questions. Cheers.
It is very refreshing. The honey and blackberry may not be my favorite combination. It also may be the fact that, the Sir Davis on his own, like, she was bringing what she was supposed to be bringing. So I'm kind of like, why y'all messing up with all these, with this honey in it? I'm not a real honey person, though, I'll be honest with you.
I don't mind it in my tea. It's not,
Reminder.
Yeah, but I like it. If you've ever had a mint julep, and you like it, you would like it.
Okay, maybe I'm not
It's
a
just
mint
a little,
julep
yeah,
fan.
like it's a little spin on it.
Right.
It has the blackberries, the fresh mint, the Sir Davis, the honey syrup. So it softens it up a little bit. Okay. The first question, the first discussion question that we're going to get into is there a difference between a break and a breakup?
No. Oh,
That's
nobody
the
asked me?
That's the first question.
Was that-
do we
was-
need
was
to
that-
give any context
Was that
on,
directed to me?
on the question?
Give some
Okay.
context.
So
Laura.
a little context on why we're asking this question. So at the beginning of the story, right, we are introduced to Queenie, who is in a relationship, right? She's in this relationship and
They lived together.
they
for a
live
few
together
years.
for a couple years. And there is a point where the decision is made that they need to take a break. From there, the story begins. But ultimately, Queenie was taking a break. The person she was in the relationship with was breaking up. So this is where the question is coming from. And it took quite a while for her to, I'm not going to even go as far as to say it took her quite a while to acknowledge and understand what was happening, but it took her quite a while in the story to accept what was happening.
There's no way
You know.
she had thought that they were still together. Like, okay, first of all, a break is a breakup. If we're in a relationship, you're like, oh, we're on a break. Like, so we've been together for 3 years, and you just want, I think we just need like a break, a cool off period. Like, what does that even look like? Either we together or we not. Like, there is no. So we're gonna take like we doing like a 90-day probationary period to see if we are gonna break up. Like, what is a break? And again, I've been married for a very long time, so maybe I'm not the person to speak on it, but a break is a breakup to me. I don't understand no difference.
My thing is, you moved out.
Yeah.
He
You
kicked
moved
her
out. Like,
So she thought she was gonna move out for 90 days
and then come
pop
back in.
She
like,
was definitely in Deluluville. And she was in Delulu for over half of this book. And that's what made it difficult to get through. Because we
That's
all
why I
saw
was
it
send it back.
and she didn't see it. But I agree with you, Tasha. Like, when me and Antron were dating, we had talked about this. Like, do we believe in breaks? Like, what does that look like? And I told him straight up, there are no breaks. Like, if we need to take a break, that means we are breaking up. I don't do breaks.
Like, what does that look like?
Because what do you mean? Yeah, like, if we're putting, like, parameters on the, like,
Too
then we
many
might as well
rules,
just
too
work
many-
through our
yeah.
shit at that point. But if you need if you don't want to be with me, then that's what it is. So I personally don't believe in breaks at all. It's either we're together or we're not.
Right.
I'm going to just leave it at that. Like, I don't believe in breaks either.
I don't believe in break. I think it was a breakup. My issue with Queenie is what I've realized was this is her first true love.
Yes.
And she didn't have an understanding of how letting that go. And I think a lot of us have had that first one true love that, like, you love somebody, it's an infatuation, it's love. It's like, I love this person. There's the only person I want to be with. And then when you finally meet somebody that's really treating you the way that you should be treated and giving you what you really want, it's still hard to accept that because you're still holding on to the love that you had because it was your first love and you thought this is it. And I think that was her issue because she never really knew what love was until she met him. And she had it.
Was questionable.
Right. Yes. And his family was
a mess.
So yes, for me, it was a breakup. It wasn't a break. But in Queenie's mind, which I have to keep telling myself to go back to, because Steph's mind was like, girl,
move the fuck
on, please.
I wanted her to.
But
so
she
bad.
just was like, she just didn't get it. And so it was, once again, knowing the struggles, knowing where she came from, how she came to where she is today. This is her first true love, and she truly just didn't know how to let it go. But it was very frustrating as a reader because it was like, girl,
he not texting you back.
Girl.
It was all them unanswered text messages. Like, I know you fucking lying.
Moved out.
Y'all is broken up. What are you talking about? Oh, we on a break. But meanwhile, she's talking about they was on a break. But I'm still sleeping with
everybody.
Right. All these other dudes, like, girl, you not. And even if y'all were on, quote unquote, a break, what dude is going to take you back when you tell him, hey, I mean, well, during my 90-day probationary break, I was sleeping with about 39 people.
Yeah.
The hell? It was only 90 days. So you doing like what, a new one every third day? Like,
she was down bad. She was. And I'm not like.
So we just saying because she was the Lulu, we just going.
I think she was seeking affection in a way.
It was so hard. Oh my God, I wanted to fight her, and I wanted to choke her, and I literally wanted to fight her. So I was like, girl, y'all is broken up. Move on. Stop moving on like the way you trying to do. Y'all broken up. Just stop. And honestly, and I feel like if I had a friend, I would say, girl, that ain't your man. Like what?
Well, and I think it comes back to, like RuPaul says, how do you expect to love somebody if you can't love yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the core issue with Queenie. She did not talk to herself nicely. She did not see value in herself. She accepted love from this piss poor, mediocre at best white man with a racist ass family.
Yes.
And so, like, I think it just comes back to, like, Queenie had some serious self-hate that did not mix well with, like, trying to balance this relationship on top of her ex-boyfriend not communicating well with her. Like, they didn't communicate well with each other because she was a bitch to him.
Mm-hmm, she was.
But he also was not clear because how are you going to tell me, oh, we'll revisit this in 3 months? And you're like, yeah. But y'all are not understanding, like, what that means. Like, I think there was just a lapse in communication, but she should have gotten the hint when he was not answering those text messages.
So somebody tells you, hey,
we
need a break. But when I say a break, I mean, get all your shit out of my house.
Like, she definitely...
That's a breakup. There's no way in your mind you really thought you was bringing your shit back in 90 days.
So there's a couple of things like with breakups and breaks. I've always been confused about breaks, especially like when married people say they're separated. Separated until you finalize the divorce, or what is that? So people do go on breaks, but I never understood it because I think
thought of it in terms of separated. You're right.
Again, to Lex's point, it's like a break from what? From each other. So like we don't like each other. Clearly, if we need to take a break
to try to come back,
to make sure that we don't like each other, like I don't get that.
Right.
So yeah, for me, I agree. Like a break is a breakup, but the other perspective is when married people are separated, they don't always end up divorced. Like sometimes people get separated and they end up getting back together and living happily ever after. So I don't know. It's a thing.
I feel like they realize when it's expensive out here on your own.
It's cheaper to keep them. But I think in a situation when you're living together, changing that dynamic is definitely not a break. If we're in our own spaces and we're taking a break, then maybe, okay, like, hold on, let me back up. I've gotten a little too involved in this relationship. I need to reprioritize myself and what that looks like in this relationship? Maybe. But once you're cohabitating, like the break from that is the relationship is over or like in severe trouble. So like it's not, you know what I mean? Like
she should have taken the hints.
She sure should have.
But also Tom should have said that's what he wanted.
But he's such a punk.
Mm-hmm.
No, he wasn't shit either. And that's why not all the blame.
Because even with his family, he was
her.
like, he'll be like, that's just Star.
That's just how they are.
Star.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how. No.
Right. He was not a great choice.
Just ignore my racist uncle. Like, he don't know what he's saying. But sir, for real, like
But he was never a good choice for her, and I'm not going to go into my personal views and opinions on interracial dating, but it's not for me because what you won't be doing is living your fetishes out on my time. Like,
but I mean, I feel like we should talk.
And
about
that's what I felt. That's what I felt like it was for him, honestly, and quite frankly, some of the other guys that she
all of them
ended up dealing with. Okay, so you felt the same way, like
no, it was definitely
fetish. Was not. A genuine, like a genuine care, concern. Definitely not love. Like, definitely not love.
No, but that's what she thought she deserved.
And I hated that. Like, that is what completely turned me off. Like, oh, absolutely. That's what she thought.
Not. But there are women out here who are like that.
They
don't think they deserve no better than that.
Some of those
they just want to be held.
And some of those things are like downright disgusting to me to read.
Oh,
like,
yeah. It was disrespectful.
I didn't like it.
On a whole other level. It was disrespectful, but that is the reality.
See, that's what I hate. Okay. All right, y'all. Well,
Jesus.
I'm coming to the end of my first drink. So that's looking like second drink for us.
Yeah. Queenie was out here sexing, for sure. For sure, she was out here sexing. So this one is dedicated to that era of her life. That was extremely hard to read.
I hated reading
because
about
these people were just taking advantage of her body, and it was very sad. It was very
my
very
poor phone
sad.
almost got thrown so many times.
But that's why I love the book, because I think that was the point. I think we were supposed to be uncomfortable. If you were not uncomfortable at any point in this book, something is wrong with you.
Okay.
I truly think that was the point. But anyways, She Buckin'. That is the name of our next drink. It is a Texas Buckin'. So it is a twist on a whiskey mule. So it is Sir Davis, of course, with lemon juice, honey syrup, and Star talked about how to make that. In our previous drink, it's just honey and some water and some ginger beer. Ladies.
All right, ladies.
Cheers.
Because she was bucking, we out here bucking too. Let's go.
Are we though?
So I've never been bucking like Queenie was bucking. That was reckless as hell. Anyway,
first of all, you're not gonna talk crazy while I'm sipping a drink. I gotta be prepared for it.
Never in my life.
I like that. Okay, let me tell you what.
This is good.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And y'all know I'm not. We've had ginger beer with other stuff, and I've not been a fan of it. The way Sir Davis is blending with all of the stuff, like
it's very good.
Okay, Queen, we see you.
Okay, so actually, we're not gonna talk about Queenie's sex life with this question, but we can definitely get into it because I feel like we've been waiting to talk about a lot of stuff in this book. So it's just gonna go wherever it goes. So Queenie had a circle of friends, piss poor and mediocre at best.
Oh, they were trash. Mediocre at best? No, they were trash.
Piss poor.
Go ahead.
Terrible.
Because they knew she was out here bucking.
And they were not her friends.
Okay.
If you were a part of her circle, how would you have shown up in that group chat? The Corgis.
Girl,
okay,
let me say, in the Corgis, was that first? I'm sorry, y'all not me
Go girl. Tasha, she got too much on her chest.
Go, Tasha.
This is the thing. I'd be like, bitch, you did what? With who? Cause why? There is no way me being the friend that I am to my real friends again. Now I got some associates. I'd be like, oh, all right, girl, you like it. I love it. But to my friends, to my sister circle, to anybody at this table, if you told me you was out here doing the reckless stuff that she was doing, I'm like, child, we better have a whole intervention. Y'all pull up. Pull up at the house. There's no way I'm finna be in this group chat being like, okay, well, maybe. And I'm doing cute little emojis or anecdotes. Girl, you have lost your damn mind. Hey, y'all, the rest of us, we got to sit down with her because she is on some other stuff and we need for her to see herself the way we see her because there's no way she out in these streets wilding out like this and we are in support of it. Like, I was really waiting for her friends to show up the way I feel like if I needed my sister circle to show up for me, that they would show up and be like, because again, that's what your real friends do. They tell you when you wilding out. They be like, girl, you let him do what? Mm-hmm. Nah. And the fact that it was like the damn doctor that was like, hey, okay? Sis, you not okay. And it wasn't her homegirls that told her, you are not okay, was a real problem for me. So that's why when I was reading the book, I was like, well, who the hell are her friends? Like, girl, let me jump in this group chat because I have so many things to tell you, sis.
Yeah.
I was so bothered.
Well, I think the issue that I had with that was she put boundaries within her whole...
She was very closed off.
She was to everybody from her boyfriend to her family to her friends. And it was one of those things as soon as you hug her, there was like, oh, I'm sorry, Queenie. I know you're not a hugger. And it's like, but why aren't you a hugger? Like, I'm that friend that'd be like, well, why don't you like to hug? And then it's like, because I was never hugged in life. Well, what happened? Like, if I'm your friend, I'm not saying we're going to have a full blown conversation. You're going to give me your life history that particular night. But over time, for me to have a better understanding of why you're the way that you are, I think it'll be, hey, maybe you should talk to somebody. Clearly, they knew about her mom. Clearly, they knew about her dad. They knew certain things about her life where they were aware that she was having struggles. And then whenever the topic, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I forgot. Let me not bring that up. Well, why can't I bring that up? If you're going to be uncomfortable, let's get you uncomfortable to make you comfortable.
Keep it a buck. How are you showing up in this group text? Do not be sugarcoating. You is not no
I would have been Cassandra, where she was very upfront, like, I'll put it on my tag. Let me give you this money. I would be Cassandra. Chessie, I forgot how to pronounce her name.
It don't even matter.
Jessica?
How is Stephanie showing up in this group? Because Stephanie be keeping it real with people. Like, for reals, this your real friend. And you see her out here doing this foolishness. What are you for real telling her?
I wouldn't say anything in the group chat. I would have a conversation with her. And it wouldn't be like, I would be like, you need to talk to somebody. And my thing is, a girl that has family from the islands, my parents are Haitian, and the therapy
they don't believe in that.
And all of that,
Yeah.
They don't believe in it. And I told my mom, all your sisters need to look in the mirror. And I said, and all of them have sheets over it because they don't know how to look at it because they can't see the reflection that's staring at them. And so my thing is, you need to be able to stare at that reflection. I look at mine every day and I know my flaws and I know what I need to work on. And I try, and I'm not perfect. So for me, to my friend, how I would show up, because I've done that with some of my friends, like from a weight loss journey, from a loving themselves journey, from making a relationship better within a family member, whatever the case may be. It's like, well, what are you doing to get there? I can only do so much. What are you doing? So as a friend, I would have a side conversation. I wouldn't have anything in the group chat. And I would encourage her that she would need to speak to somebody and she'd be like, well, we don't do that. And for me, if I have to do me and not her friend group, my parents are Haitian and they don't believe in that. And you're supposed to just put your head under and keep going. I'm that family. I'm a strong person because it was like, you just had to figure it out. And I figured it out and I overcame it and I'm a good person for it, but not everybody can say that. And so with her, I'd be like, I came from a family that's from the islands too, and they don't believe in that. And you have to shoulder and you just hide it. No, you don't. Because if you keep hiding it, it's going to chip away on the inside and it's going to kill your insides. And then you're going to be, by the end of that, your death is at the door for you. So I would show up by saying, you need to speak to somebody, like whatever you're doing, we have to figure it out because you need to love yourself. My thing to her would be like, you don't love yourself. And why don't you love yourself? Yeah. And we know why she doesn't, but I need her to figure that out because your worth is better. They saw how good of a person she is. But I mean, even from her job, I was like, girl, get it together.
No, she was.
And that's how Stephanie is showing up in the group chat, like, girl.
No,
she was like, that's the real.
But
that's
here's
the real
thing, though, because at the end of the day, everybody is grown. Everybody is grown, and grown women don't like to be told what the fuck to do. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, they don't.
Okay.
And
You
so
don't
it's
listen,
like,
okay.
so it's like, again, I've had many friends that have been maybe not in this specific situation, but in situations where they have needed help. And you can tell them, girl, you're fucking up. You need help. Girl, are you okay? I'm worried about you. You need help. If they don't believe it for themselves, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. So now I'm wasting my breath.
And I'm judging them.
And not saying that her friends, I feel like they showed up for her at the right time when she was ready to receive them. So at the end, when she was like, I'm getting therapy, I'm doing all of this, they were there for her. They were like, yes, finally. How are you? Are you good? What's going on? But honestly, at the end of the day, all you can do is sit back and watch if your friend is not listening to you. And of course, she did not go into detail about like if her friends had an intervention with her, if her friends had talked to her about it. But you can only assume that probably some conversation would have happened. But Queenie was not trying to hear none of that. And she made that very clear at the beginning of the book. She was not trying to hear none of what people had to say because she thought about herself what she thought about herself, and she knew what her family thought about mental health and all of this stuff. So she was not, they could have told her till they were blue in the face, you need help, you need to talk, you need to leave him, y'all are broken up, but she didn't believe it up here. So it would have just went in one ear and out the other anyway.
And then I would have been that friend that'd be like, girl, so we going out to eat Friday? Because my thing is, after a while, I'm tired. Like, I'm that type of person.
You can't, you just gotta let them.
Yeah, you have to. And
you got to let them.
I would let her do that, but I would do the intervention. Like, I do have friends where I talk on the phone and be like, hey, what's going on? Well, what can I do to help you to get there? Or you have to start somewhere, or give them information. My thing is, I agree with you, Lex. Like,
she didn't think she had a problem.
Like,
she thought she was cool.
Right. And it was just like, no, you're not. Enough people will tell you, but until you're able to receive it and see it,
it don't matter.
It doesn't. And so it took the therapist at the doctor's office, to tell her to finally get some assistance. And it was just like, you going to the clinic so many times was the only reason. I was like, girl, going to the clinic, therapy and condoms, people, PSA. So it's just like,
she had to get there on her own.
She did, but it was just it was hard, frustrating.
But that's the process people go through.
Oh, I want to have friends and be better.
So I think, okay, so in all of that, I think there's a piece that I don't hear that we need to acknowledge.
Okay.
Right? We need to acknowledge the age group that we're talking about.
Okay.
And these friends. And it's the reason that I tell my son, like, listen, if you have questions, if you don't understand, like, please come talk to me or talk to another real adult, because your silly ass friends, they don't know. Just like you don't know, they silly asses don't know either.
Not adult to your adult.
Like,
you
please
need
talk
a more
to
adult.
You need a real adult.
But she didn't have none of those.
And I think that's a part of the problem. So, like, when we say, how do you show up in the friend circle, right? Like, us at the ages that we're at, right? Like, we've been that age, right? And I think, and the ratings speak to it, right? Lex can relate a little bit more because it's a little bit closer to her age group right now, right? Like, currently, versus we're in a completely different stage where the main character in this book and her friend group, they're our children's age, right? So our perspective is a parenting perspective, right? Been there, done that. You assholes are clowns and your friends are clowns and y'all need some real adults in your life, right? So that's a piece of it that we have to acknowledge. There's a difference, different life stages, right? And who you are in different life stages. I can't necessarily speak to how I would have showed up in the friend group at that time because I don't know. I know when I had my son. So I know where I was mentally at that stage of life, right? We're talking early 20s, everyone. So if we didn't catch that, if we didn't say it previously, I think Queenie's 25?
25, so you're in your mid-20s.
25. So we're talking mid-20s, right? really at that I'm grown, right? You're out kind of on your own. You don't really have to get permission from parents. You maybe are your first apartment. You're really living on your own. So you can move recklessly because nobody really can see. You know what I mean? So I do remember that stage. I do remember that stage in life. But I do think one of the most important things for me, and why I can't say specifically how I would have showed up then, but I know how I would show up now in a friend group, and it's similar to Steph. Like, oh, we're going to have a side conversation. Like, I'm cool for starting another text, like chat string. Like, hold on, let me come over here and talk to you. What's really going on and have a conversation. But self-worth is really at the core of it. That is something that I always had. I don't know if it was the relationship that I had with my father, the relationship that I had with my mom, the relationship that I saw them have, the relationship that I had with my family, the type of family, that we had. Like, I don't know what it is that gives us that foundational self-worth, but that's the piece that was missing for her, right? And so when you're a 25-year-old friend that maybe doesn't even understand that that's a thing yet, you know what I mean? It may be hard for you may think that being a friend is not judging your friend, just supporting your friend and being a yes man. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, whatever you want to do, I'm with it, ride or die type. You know what I mean? So I just think that's something that has to be taken into perspective, is the life stage that she was in. And again, I'm still sitting in the back. I still didn't like it. I still don't agree. But the reality of the situation is that you do have these grown-ups or these new adults that are dealing with real life things that, quite frankly, they don't know how to deal with because they've never dealt with them before. You know what I mean? So, or
you're right.
It's something
and
that
getting advice from other quote-unquote adults.
Fake-ass adults. That also don't know nothing.
It's a whole bunch of 22-year-olds giving each other bad advice.
Giving each other bad advice.
Family that is just like, don't show, don't show,
Yes.
don't show, don't ask, don't ask.
Right.
It's the perfect storm.
Yes.
Okay,
Agreed.
because we cannot act like the older generation of, no, we just be doing.
They were not there for her.
Right. We cannot act like that's not a thing. Like the whole, no, therapy. No, we ain't talking about our problems, whatever.
Yeah.
And
She got cussed out.
As much as I be kikiing about Steph with her like therapy and condoms, like this book for real was like a whole story of, girl, no, talk to somebody, love yourself, get some therapy, get some damn condoms. Oh Lord Jesus.
Right.
Like, and not for nothing. So sometimes I say, because of the role I play or whatever in the podcast, oftentimes I read ahead of everybody. So when I'm reading, sometimes I read it and I'm like, as I'm reading, I think about what all of you guys are going to think as you guys are reading. I try to predict. And most times I am on point, but the whole time I was like, ooh, Steph didn't have a field day.
Oh, girl.
Because if these people don't get some therapy and some condoms, I was like, okay, Steph, I was like, okay. And I was playing a little game in my mind, like, how many times can Steph say therapy and condoms in one episode?
But this
was the episode.
Yeah.
Girl.
Because it was not about like.
At least she had an IUD, but that don't save you from diseases.
Yeah, she was super reckless.
She was super
Oh
reckless.
my God.
She was
and it was
self-destructing.
so hard for me to read and get through because
But not
of
because
that.
it was a bad book, but because she was making bad decisions.
Yes, and maybe that is what.
Right. Okay, yes. It's not because the
maybe
book
that's
was,
the
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the parent in me. Like
She was making some risky ass
Like, it's you.
decisions.
It might be that. And so, I mean, to Star's point, it might be because I am coming from a 47-year-old mindset. Like, okay, these my kids' age. Like, your friends told you to do what? Like, that. Boy, if you don't strap up, like, what? Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
You finna be out here wilding out. Hey, you bucking, she bucking, whatever. But we at least finna be safely bucking. Like, what?
Right.
Like,
Right.
so it may also be an age thing because I just could not be like, no, what? And your homegirls didn't tell you to, because I could not imagine a scenario where I'm like, Star, girl, hey, me and Adam, we broke up, girl. I'm out here on Tinder, and I did. And she'd be like, what you mean you out here fucking with no condom?
Yeah,
like
absolutely
that would be her first one. Like
Amazon.
what?
Let me send this.
Like,
to
girl,
her.
let me. And what's your address?
Right.
First of all, I will send the order.
Yes.
out. I will
have
DoorDash
that
some
order.
condoms.
Now she gonna DoorDash no
definitely-
condoms. Right. So it honestly, and it may be sometimes again, like, you know, age gap things do show up, and it's like, oh, okay, so maybe that is it. And so that might be why it was so hard for me, because I was just like, why is your friends not telling you? That's ridiculous. This is it's too much. No, I can't. But
more importantly, why do you not feel the need?
girl, I was just
Fuck your friends. Like,
Well,
do you
because-
not value your body? And she
Wait,
didn't.
she didn't.
She didn't.
She didn't.
not.
She didn't
Yet,
know.
at the same time, by the end of it, I totally do understand. Like, I mean, I totally did understand what the author was trying to portray. And again, being like, I grew up in the military, and a lot of times I was the only Black girl in a lot of situations my whole entire life. So I do understand what she means, you know, being like, oh, well, when dudes are looking at you in a certain way, or if you're like, I mean, you cute for a Black girl, or, ooh, I mean, well, I'm not really into Black girls, or you, I mean, it's always, oh, well, you know, your butt or you're this. I mean, so I do, like, it was a lot of stuff I 100% definitely could relate to. But when I can relate to those things that I've heard about myself, and it might be because of the point I'm at in this time in my life. And I maybe if I would have read it when I was younger, I don't know. But I was just like, there's no way I would have responded, that I would respond to somebody thinking of me in that way. And that may be because of the growth I have right now, and because how much I love myself. I can't be in that place. That might be a real thing. Like, the hell?
But something that's very important, though, is the relationship that a girl has with her father.
Oh, the way
Is
Nelson
so
Neal, like,
important. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
And it's also
It's so
where you
important.
grow up too, because I mean, I can only assume because the book took place in the UK.
Yes.
I've never been to London. I've never been to any of those places, but I'm assuming.
I graduated school in England.
Okay, period.
Aww,
But I'm
that's cool.
assuming that
Fun
those
fact.
places are pretty like white
They are.
dominated. Like, you don't see a lot of people that look like you. And
but
so
we're there. But we're there. We are there.
We're there, sure, but I'm sure like we are definitely the minority. And so that is something that I could relate to Queenie in, as far as growing up surrounded by white people, the whole self-hate. Like, I went through all of that. Because if you're growing up around white girls, and the
You're the
white
only
girls are getting all the attention, and they're getting the dates, and they're getting asked to prom, and then you're not, simply, so you're thinking it's because I'm Black. And when you grow up, like, it doesn't matter. Because I also love my dad down. I'm a daddy's girl. Both parents were in my household. But when you are at school and your friends are like, oh, like, I got asked on a date, or blah, 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 and you're not getting that, I understand. I understand that. I understand how that can affect how you view yourself. And so I could see how, like, if you grew up in a place that was more diverse or was more Black, where everybody seemingly was getting attention or getting all the things that you wanted, then it'd be different. But she was surrounded by whiteness.
Well, that's
And so I was like,
I
get
that.
I get that.
I get that too. So I
get
felt that too. But
does that mean that I'm gonna sleep around and
Right,
like,
and so
no,
that's
that
my
does not
thing.
mean that. But I get
That's
the
my
whole
thing.
like
I
not
understand
having
how
as
she
much
felt,
self-worth.
but at no point was I ever, even if I never felt like, oh, the pretty girl is. I mean, because again, I grew up definitely, I said, the only one in a lot of situations, the only Black girl, but I never, ever, at no age, let myself be used, let my body be used the way that was depicted in this book. So that's the part
And
that I was
can agree
like,
with. I never
oh
done
my
that
gosh,
either.
when this fucking book finna be over?
But I understand the self-deprecating though. And that just comes out, and for her it came out as her being hypersexual and just not giving a damn about who was in her and what was in her.
My thing was that
Not the who and what.
I think it
But,
was the anal. Like when you just let a random guy you just came home with and anal.
Yeah.
I was like, girl.
But if that's how she's
Like-
feeling like, oh, I'm worth something because someone wants to do this to me.
So like I had a 2-parent household, but I wasn't a daddy's girl. My dad, being from the islands, no emotions. They didn't discuss things. It's you do what you're told. It needs to be done. So I did seek affection from whenever I would get attention, I would seek it and get it from the men. So when I did meet my husband, he was the one that truly courted me, truly took me out on dates, made me view things differently. And I held on, and here I am still holding on. But I have a better relationship with my father now and have a better understanding of where he was coming from. But at the time that I needed it, I wasn't getting it from you. I was just getting discipline. I was getting, this is what you need to do. And the only affection that I was getting was from my mom. So it was just like, so when you do get the male attention, you're just like, how do I handle that?
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes you don't know how to handle it. But I will say, I knew how to say no too.
Yeah.
And how to stop certain situations from going to a place where I didn't want it to go to, where she never did.
She didn't
and it was
care.
just like, she did it and her back.
But she did care. That's the part that was troubling for me, because there were a lot of times where she was describing, like as we're reading about these sexual encounters that she was having, where she was saying she didn't like it. She didn't want, it didn't feel good. But whatever, if this is what he wants to do, she was just allowing herself to be
because that's what she thought she deserved. And that's why I'm like, was it a bad book, or was it just uncomfortable?
I don't have a problem with uncomfortable,
I don't have a
because I
problem,
find
yeah.
there's growth in discomfort.
Yeah.
No, it was
Yeah. It was just like, I'm shaking y'all. I just wanted to shake her.
Definitely wanted to slap
it was
her.
like, girl.
It was tough. It was tough to read.
Okay, so
But-
I see what you're asking. Like, okay, was it a bad book or was it just?
Because I don't think it was a bad
difficult
book.
for you to read.
It wasn't written. It wasn't written bad.
It wasn't
But
it wasn't written bad, but it was just,
as far as the content goes.
But did I enjoy it?
When
No.
we're rating the books, it's I'm sending that shit back. Nah,
Because I
hell
didn't
nah.
enjoy it and I had to get through it. Because if given any other situation, I would not. I would like no, I'm done with this book. I just can't.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe that was because of the uncomfortability.
It was hard
Uncomfortability.
to read. No one, especially all of us as Black women, reading another Black woman literally get damn near sodomized.
She was raped. I
in a
was
book.
like, at
No
what
one
point do we call it
Yeah.
sexual assault? At what
no
point
that's
is it rape?
not.
Guy
no one
was-
wants to read that.
And then you called Guy back, and then you called him back? I was like, girl.
No one
Yeah.
wants to read that.
Okay.
No one wants
All
to
right,
read
okay.
that.
All right. Okay. Okay. I think
Okay, it's me. It's me.
Okay,
Yes,
Steph.
yes.
Because at this point, I am so hot. Just go ahead.
We're going to do a hot toddy, but it might be a little cool, but we're going to do a hot toddy. For our third cocktail, I'm So Hot Toddy. It's a warm drink made with whiskey, hot water, honey, lemon, and bitters.
If you got like a little cold, a little flu, you need a little flu, you need a little hot toddy.
Well,
This is
something.
definitely what you need. It'll help. It'll help you sweat some things out. Is
I'm
what
just
it'll
saying.
do.
All right, ladies.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I love a hot toddy, so I'm
Okay, not for nothing.
I
Like,
love hot
Sir
toddy.
Davis can be served
It's so
like
smooth.
it's hot, it's cold, it's sour, it's sweet. There's not a bad way to serve up Sir Davis is the only thing I've gotten from this day in these drinks.
Oh, no, this is delicious. Yeah, this is good.
I'm just saying, Sir Davis is, I mean,
Sir Davis was
because we came with like the sweet, like a little sour, like a little hot, like if you serving it in Sir Davis,
You can have it anyway right now.
You
Straight
definitely
up
can.
too.
I
Straight
ain't
up.
mad
have it
about
show
it.
Straight
way.
up is good too.
Yeah.
So the discussion we're going to have is Queenie is described as a new take on Bridget Jones' Diary, which is a comedy. Did you find this book to be humorous?
Ain't shit funny.
At all. But I will say,
there were points that made me
What?
giggle.
I will say to throw in the Hulu show that they had, reading the book, there are some parts, like there was the one where she slept with the guy that was in the BMW. I forgot his name.
Oh, Addie or
Addie, yeah.
guy.
So there was like a random time where she was walking and she saw him at the bus stop and
She
she was
needs a
just
ride.
waving at him,
Right.
and the wife was in the, like,
and hopped out.
right. It gave me sitcom. Like if I was watching a show, you know how in the beginning of a show, like you have an interaction and then you move on to a next segment. If I didn't know there was a Hulu show, I would be like, girl, I'm done. I'm done. But because of the show, yes, the comparison of Bridget Jones, yes, I see that because of the English, you're in London, etc. Is it humorous? I didn't chuckle.
This is the thing. And because I watched all the Bridget Jones. I think was it 2 or 3? However many movies there was for Bridget Jones, I watched them, and I found them funny. I do not see in Bridget Jones' Diary the using of Bridget Jones's body the way it was described in this book. So that's where the lack of humor comes to me. So if you just a woman out here like choosing to be like, hey, I'm exploring stuff, hey, I'm single, I'm doing my thing, whatever, or I'm sleeping around, hey, I have no problem with that. That's fine, because she was like, hey, I'm fumbling through dating. That was fine. I feel like the lack of humor in this book for me came because I love Black women. Where I'm at in life is I am so pro Black woman. Like I'm here for it. So seeing a book written, even though it's written by another Black woman, seeing a Black woman's body being used just brings up too much for me. It's too much emotion. It's too much history, especially because a lot of users white men. It was too much for me to ignore and to kiki or chuckle at any point. So I do understand what the author was doing and where it comes from and the environment she was in. I get all of that, but it's too much backstory and history for me and where I'm at in my mind, in my life, and seeing a Black woman being used, because that's the only way I can describe it.
She was
for me to chuckle at anything. Although I did I watched Bridget Jones, and they were comedies. That's where they were designed. It was cool. There was nothing in this story that made me laugh. Now, was there some
The
insight
grandparents
at the
made
end?
me laugh.
I did like the grandparents.
That was the only parts that I chuckled on.
Turn up that hot water.
When they was like freaking out over drinking the wine because they were on medication,
Oh my gosh.
Tee-hee-hee on
The
that.
That grandma has so
made me laugh.
many things that she needed to do. Like that list of things, like no.
She said, so you're going to wash?
Yeah, like you can't sit
You're going
down.
to clean? You're going to
Yeah.
cook? Since you're going to be here?
If you finna be home, so that's true.
That was the
that
only
made me
thing.
tee-hee.
Yeah.
That definitely made me laugh.
But the sexual encounters wasn't shit funny. Yeah.
The extra characters, they definitely, I'm like, okay, y'all brought us something. The grandparents for sure. I definitely can relate to
Yes.
out of this world grandparents like, oh, y'all crazy. And even like the response to therapy, girl, what? No.
They said, what the fuck?
You finna go tell somebody outside about house business?
They said you better pray.
But the thing is, you ain't even telling
They
house
said you better
business.
pray.
The thing
Pray.
is,
So even all of that, okay, that part was funny. But everything like about her and being the main character, I couldn't get down with it. I'm sorry.
No.
Like,
Overall, was it a comedy? Absolutely not.
And I think there's a danger in, again, like just historically speaking, like there's a danger in being desensitized to the sexual trauma of Black women. It is such a no for me. Sorry.
no, I mean,
like
I don't know how you make, like,
even the comparison. I've never watched Bridget Jones' Diaries.
I've never seen it either.
But the
I
comparison,
watched it.
hearing you make this question and knowing that there's even one person that's making a comparison to if that was comedy and comical, like making a comparison to this story is disrespectful as hell.
It is.
Like what?
It is.
Like, there's
Because
If you
even
look up Bridget Jones, it comes up under comedies. Like it is. And
how is this show classified? The show, like, how
I
is
don't
this
know.
show
Right,
classified?
and I think for me, it's the stuff she does with her friends and the conversation that she has, her family, her aunt, her cousins.
Yeah.
Yes, that's humorous, but the interactions with
With
any male,
It's bad.
it's so bad. And then it's just like, and so disrespectful and so derogatory. Like the way that they treat her, I was just like, you're like, I'm traumatized by black men. The white men haven't traumatized you?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, she
And
had
that's
one
what got me when she
boyfriend.
At
said she
work,
was scared of black
on the
men.
at work on the bathroom floor, and this
This
motherfucker had the gall to go to HR. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, girl.
Like, what?
yeah. Got a whole wife.
I cannot.
Baby on the way.
I didn't see a comedy
No, it wasn't funny. The supporting roles were funny.
but
her actual story was actually very tragic.
Very tragic.
But can we talk about, though, and I know this isn't a question,
No,
but
go
can we
ahead,
talk
girl.
about, like, the growth that was made from, like, the beginning of the book to the end of the book? Because I think the full book was, like, about a year long.
It was. That was
And
funny.
so I will say, because that goes back to my previous point of, like, how this book truly shows that healing and therapy and, like, working through your shit is not linear. Like,
okay.
you're going to get help, you're going to get the tools, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to have thoughts. It doesn't mean that you're not going to go back to, like, the same pattern because you're comfortable with it, but then still being able to overcome. Like, I do think that I personally enjoyed seeing that. Because I think a lot of the time when people go to therapy, they think, okay, I'm going to go to therapy, I'm going to get better, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to be normal.
You know, I
But,
will say though
like,
that speaks
This
to
book showed that that's not the
case.
case all of the time. Like, what is normal?
Well,
And what does okay look like? Like, it's a work in progress.
Well, and I think that speaks to your job in life. You work with young
people.
college people, and you get to see their story. A lot of times, you know, you have like, people who are just entering college, and you get to go through experiences with them. And I've done it like with my own kids, but you're like, no. Because, I mean, as a mom, some of my views are definitely going to be tainted with that. But you're like, no, you get like new people, like I said, new adults coming into the world, experiencing stuff, and you get to see them from a vantage point of people who don't know their whole full story and this and that. And you probably have gotten a lot of stories and talked people through a lot of stuff. And like I said, and seen a lot of stuff that we may not have seen. So I definitely, talking to you through this episode, I'm like, okay. Let me ease up on her a little bit. Because, again, I was like, this fucking book.
So much growth was made. Like, the fact that she was able to...
Thank you for that, cousin. Thank you for that.
The fact that she was able to get her grandparents, not necessarily on board, but them to understand that she needed to go to therapy and this is how it helped her. And the fact that she was able to identify, well, shit, yeah, I miss Tom right now. And I wish I could tell him what was going on, but also he not shit. So, like, why am I reverting back to... Like, I think having that self-awareness and seeing that self-awareness in her at the end of the book versus where at the beginning of the book, she did not have not a lick of self-awareness or self-care or nothing. I thought that was very cool to see. And not that she was perfect by the end of it, because she definitely was not. But, like, the fact that she was at least able to look at herself in the mirror and be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to sleep with this man. I'm not going to entertain this. I'm actually going to push back on this racist ass shit that he's saying to me. Because at the beginning of the book, she would have just been like, all right, and opened her legs, and that was it.
Yes.
And so the fact that she was able to be like, I'm going home, that shows a lot of growth.
And now that you say that, it also does think, I mean, it makes me think of things that, like, you know, Star, because Star, let me tell y'all, if nothing else, Star is going to be the cheerleader for black men around here. Like, she like, black men. And in the story, not for nothing, it was the granddad that was like, hey, wife, let that girl get the therapy.
Chill out on her.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too. So maybe sometimes because black men are always having to, like, hold that down and, like, temper their emotion down, whatever, he may be like, girl, hey, could you please get the therapy I wish I could get?
Because he did
grandma was like, what therapy? No, we don't need that, girl. Get the Bible. We going to the church.
Right.
And he said no.
And he did say maybe if more of us did, who knows? Like, we would be okay.
And so, and not that he was gonna go, but the fact that he told his granddaughter, nah, go ahead and do that. That does speak to maybe where he was at. And so, you know what, friends? I appreciate my sister circle.
Yeah, facts.
Because the way I came in, like, oh, this fucking book. But hearing y'all perspectives on it and knowing what y'all experience in life and everything like that, not start with it and be like, well, I'm still sending it back. Okay.
No, I'm still in a babysit. I'm still in a babysit. Like, I respect everybody. I can't. I still couldn't because it was like, girl. But even with the grandfather saying it, her mom was just like, I'm happy you're going to therapy. Because it's fucked up. Because it was something that you should have been doing too, to show your daughter that this is what you need to do. But she couldn't even recognize it herself because she was beat down so much because once again, it's generational. Yes. It's just like, you have to get out of it. Like my father was just like, my parents weren't emotional, so I'm not emotional. Well, I don't care. Yeah. Like with my kids, like my parents, you go to school, but you didn't teach me certain things in life. You didn't teach me about dating. You didn't teach me about a guy courting me or my brother courting a girl, or you didn't teach me any of that. So I didn't know. And back then, y'all, we didn't have internet.
Hello.
We had an encyclopedia.
Please understand.
And so our research was a little different than what y'all have at the fingertips right now. So for me, it was just a little different, where with Queenie, it was just like, you kind of just want to shake her and be like, figure it out. So for me, I changed the ways with my family. Like I knew when I was growing up, like when I got married, I was like, I'm not going to do what my parents did. I'm going to talk to y'all about life because I need y'all to know that you can come to me. Where with Queenie and her family, it was just like, they didn't give her that. And it was just like, you just muscle on. You just put it on and just keep it.
And it was just like,
no,
that's too much. Yeah. but not
they're
for nothing.
Appreciate it.
But not for nothing. That's very, very important. And I think like we don't have to continue on the things like, yes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it's broke, goddamn it, like if it's broke, do something different.
Don't
like we don't have to.
Tools,
like don't be afraid to do something
and Queenie
different.
Was the one that did
did it.
It only takes one person. Like I'm very, and I say that to people when people ask me like, oh, why did you decide to do this, or why are you doing this in your life? Like, oh, because I have a child. Like, yes, he's a young adult, but he's watching me, and I remember being that age and getting to a point where it was like, oh, my parents can't say this. They can't tell me that because they didn't. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. I didn't see them do this. You see what I'm saying? So, like, we can make the decision to be intentional in how we deal with things and how we progress our family, the generations, that come after us. Like, if we show our kids something different, then guess what? They're going to have something different to show their kids. And another thing, too, old people are judgmental as hell.
Girl.
Like, old people are the most judgmental people. Like, I don't ever want to be that person. I'm cool for the wisdom and the knowledge, but like, I appreciate and respect having young people, being associated with young people, because there's always going to be a different perspective. We can all learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? So like, one thing I'll say to anybody that is older or aging, like, stop being so damn judgmental, man. Like, young people, we were once the young people. You see what I'm saying? Like, at some point, at some stage in life, we were all the young people that the older people thought didn't know shit or didn't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So we can all learn from each other. Life evolves. We all evolve. We don't change, like, at the core of us who we are as people, but we evolve, we grow. So, like, man, old people be judgmental as hell. Like, and it does.
But sometimes they do be knowing some shit. You be like, oh.
And there's a balance.
Right.
Everything is a balance. Everything is a balance. And I think there's the wisdom, right? Like, we want them to listen to us, but we don't want to listen to them. And sometimes, like, it don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be open to, and that's where I respect the grandfather. Hats off. And men, like, especially my Black men, like, when y'all take the lead, man, in the right way, like, it's powerful. Like, it's powerful, and it's what you're meant to do. It has the ability to shape generations and shape the whole culture, really. You know what I'm saying? And that is a heavy weight to carry. But, like, I'm with that for real. Yeah, the granddad was my guy for sure. Like, nah, you chill out.
The hot water.
Yeah, like, you chill out. Let that girl go talk to somebody else, because clearly we ain't got the answers for her. So let her go get some answers. She might be able to teach us something. Like, so yeah, that was dope for sure. So any final thoughts on Queenie? And again, a good read if that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still sending it back. But it made for good conversation. And
it definitely did make for good conversation.
And we kind of knew. We were texting each other. Like, everybody was reading it at different stages. So that's always fun. Like, in our little group chat, like, to be able to kind of tell which part of the book everyone is on based on the text message that they're sending to the group.
Steph be like, girl.
Yeah.
Girl.
I just
like,
knew
we knew
for
we were going to have good
there was not going to be enough therapy or condoms in this book for Stephanie. Like, I was it was one thing. If I had to bet money, I was like, nah, if for sure, if we can do shots on the time Stephanie is going to say condoms or therapy, we all be drunk. Like, we all laid out.
I think we would have been laid out in the first 50% of the books, because
we was not going to make it to the outro.
Reckless.
No.
She was so dangerous.
She was.
Yeah.
But
so reckless.
I want to give a shout out to Tasha's earrings, because she kept theme, and she has her queen earrings. I want y'all to be able to see that. You know, the little things.
It's the little things. It is the little things. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys for joining us yet again. And before we close, you know the vibes. We always save space for something to sit with, sip on, or carry into your week. A lit challenge to move you, a top for thought to ground you, or a memorable quote from the book that lingers like a good sip. So this episode, we're going to be closing out with a top for thought that is Queenie inspired. And this one is an ode to mental health awareness. So the top for thought is some wounds don't want closure. They want care. Name them and let the work begin. Okay. That's it for this episode of Black Girls Lit Podcast, where fine women, fine literature, and fine libations always meet. To the words that found you, the pour that held you, and the version of you that showed up to listen. If it made you think, feel, or clink, pour it forward. Share us on your favorite social media platforms and make room for someone else at the table. We'll be back next time with In the Meantime by Love Belvin, one of Steph's favorite authors. A grown folks love story about waiting well, healing deeper, and the kind of romance that doesn't rush but absolutely doesn't stall.
Okay, Valentine's Day.
Until then, read boldly and sip slowly. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to the Black Girls Lit Podcast. Join us for our next pour and our next page, In the Meantime by Love Belvin. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and follow.